students, I am Dr. Abhijit Majumdar, working as a professor and director of Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology Pharmacy Institute located at Greater Noida, and I am amongst you, and today we will be starting a new subject for your B.Pharm 6th semester, which is a part of your curriculum prescribed by Pharmacy Council of India as well as approved by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University. Now, today we will be studying about what basically biotechnology means, what are the various areas where we are applying the applications of biotechnology, what are the fundamental difference between a drug which is produced from various chemicals and a drug which is produced by microorganisms. Then we will come across what are the leading pharmaceutical houses of the country, and then we will be discussing about what are the various biotechnology companies which are currently existing in India and what are the scopes for you in the long run. So, without much delay, let us start with what biotechnology is. Now, let us understand or break the word into two different parts. One is bio and other one is technology. That is, biotechnology basically is a science which deals with the various techniques using microorganisms. In a very layman crude language, biotechnology is a science where we are applying various technologies taking the help of microorganisms. So, microorganisms they are the key focus in the field of biotechnology. I will be giving you the details of the various definitions of biotechnology which has been put forward by various scientists and various sources. Then we will be discussing about how the concept of biotechnology originated and when it originated. Let us first study what biotechnology basically means. Now, the term biotechnology, as I have told you, that application of technology using the microbes. So, biotechnology means any scientific applications that uses the biological systems either to produce or to alter any products or process for a particular use. The utilization of living organisms or systems or processes is mainly constituting the biotechnology. We are always having a concept in our mind that microorganisms are basically harmful, but this concept is absolutely wrong. Why? Because you will see how these microorganisms have played a beneficial role to our society, to you in particular. Now, based on the Collins English Dictionary, biotechnology is the employment of living organisms, their parts or processes to develop active and useful products and to provide services. Their activity ranges from the common use of microbes in treating the wastewater, to the production of vaccines, to the production of antibiotics, which are essential to protect you from various diseases. The range of activity is very wide. The term signifies a broad range of processes, from the use of earthworm as a source of protein to the genetic modification of the bacteria to offer human gene product, for example, growth hormones. The chromosome of the microorganism, you will be surprised to know that we are in a position to alter it to increase our productivity of a compound. We are having an application of a process called gene therapy to protect ourselves from various dreadful diseases like cancer. So, according to the golden treasury of science and technology, biotechnology is a discipline based on harnessing of life processes which are controlled for the bulk production of various valuable substances. Another definition called University of Oxford Dictionary of Biology suggests that biotechnology as a development of techniques for the application of biological processes for the production of material for use in medicines as well as in industry. Do not think that biotechnology is only restricted to your pharmaceutical domain, because the University Press Dictionary of Biology suggests biotechnology has an application of its technology to various biological processes for industrial, agricultural as well as medical purpose, indicating that the application of biotechnology in the field of agriculture is also enormous. Finally, in a nutshell, we can sum up all these definitions which we have discussed now into a common statement. What is it? The common statement goes like this: biotechnology is the integrated use of microbiology, biochemistry and engineering sciences in the production of goods as well as various service operations. I am repeating once again, biotechnology is the integration of the various principles of microbiology, biochemistry and engineering sciences commonly used in the production of various goods and service operations. This slide shows the various domains biotechnology has in the current context. First is white biotechnology, where industrial processes are used using microorganisms. We are having an area called green biotechnology, where we are applying the skills of biotechnology in the field of agriculture. Next, we have brown biotechnology, where the biotechnology is applied in desert and dry regions. Next, we are having an area which all of you might have heard, which is one of your area, is called bioinformatics. That is what we are calling as gold biotechnology. That is application of the computer science with biological organisms developing into bioinformatics. Next is dark biotechnology. The term dark means it is also useful for various harmful areas, say for example, bioterrorism, biological warfare and so on. Next, we have yellow biotechnology, where we are using it for production of mainly food and nutrition. Applications of biotechnology in law, ethics, philosophy is called violet biotechnology. Grey biotechnology mainly, on the other hand, mainly deals with the environmental sector. So, it is called environmental biotechnology. Next, we are having a process called blue biotechnology. Blue, that is water, that is marine biotechnology, application of biotechnology with the help of various marine organisms. Next, we are having red biotechnology, use of biotechnology in various medicines and human health. So, I hope you have understood the various domains in our day to day routine life where biotechnology has its role to play. Now, let us come to what are the major historical background which biotechnology, or what is the origin of biotechnology. Do not think that biotechnology has a recent origin, though biotechnology is a very sophisticated advancing science, but its origin started way back in 7000 BCE in China, where the Chinese discovered the first major breakthrough, what is the use of fermentation technology for production of beer milk. Beer were produced with the help of fermentation in China in way back in 7000 BCE. That was the first origin of the concept of biotechnology. Microorganisms were used to ferment on a sugar base and beer were produced. Next, 6000 BCE, yogurt and cheese made with lactic acid producing bacteria were produced. Then in 1677, the next breakthrough was Antony van Leeuwenhoek, who discovered and described the bacteria as well as protozoa. Biotechnology in the 1917-98 was a major breakthrough where Edward Jenner, he discovered the first viral vaccine to protect children from smallpox. So, that was the first origin for development of vaccine, and it is continuing even today in 2021, where we have seen vaccine against coronavirus is being developed with the biotechnological tools. So, the origin is way back, but the science is going on in the process of continuous improvement. Louis Pasteur developed vaccines against cholera and anthrax, that was in the year 1881. Then in 1928, the first breakthrough in the modern era of chemotherapy started when Sir Alexander Fleming, when he was observing certain experimental work in his laboratory, he found that in an area where there was a continuous growth of microorganism in a petri plate, there was a small contamination, and surrounding that contamination there was a clear zone of lysis, and in fact this stimulated his mind. This stimulated his mind. He went on in search what was the nature of this contaminant and why there was a zone of lysis, a clear zone of inhibition around that contamination. Later on, scientific studies revealed that that contamination was nothing but a mold, and it produced a metabolite which was later named as penicillin. In fact, this discovery of penicillin started the era of antibiotics. It protected you from various dreadful diseases. Sir Alexander Fleming was one of the revolutionary individuals who had changed the era of medicines. 1975, monoclonal antibodies were developed. Then in 1982, Humulin, a Genentech human insulin drug, was produced by genetically engineered bacteria used to control the diabetes. In 1983, polymerase chain reaction PCR was discovered. In 1990, the area of gene therapy treatment was performed successfully on a young girl who suffered from an immune disorders. Discovery of the gene responsible for developing cystic fibrosis was discovered in 1999. In 2016, researchers first discovered the plastic eating bacteria, a bottle recycling facility in an organism produced by two enzymes that help them to break down the PET within weeks. In 2019, scientists reported for the first time the use of CRISPR technology to edit the human gene to treat cancer patients where treatment was not successful. In 2019 again, the 3D printed heart suitable for the human transplants and also patches which can regenerate and replete with cells, blood vessel, ventricles and chambers was discovered. In 2021, University of Minnesota created the heart valves which can grow with the recipient. So, it ranges from way back to 1700 BC even today, the continuous process of development of the science. These are the various applications of biotechnology in the development of vaccine, in gene testing, diagnostic of various diseases, drug delivery, treatment of various diseases with genes, biosensor diagnosis to determine the level of sugar for patients suffering from diabetes mellitus. Next is monoclonal antibodies engineered to enhance the immune system's attack on the cancer cells. Then we have hybrid antibodies effective against drug resistance, pathogenic bacteria, and finally, the enzyme technology used commonly to produce food and various processing and preservation approach. The common differences between a biological and a chemical moiety is the small molecular the drugs which are mainly from chemical origin, they are having smaller molecules with a low molecular rate, generally organic and chemical in nature. On the other hand, the one which is from biological origin, they are having a high molecular weight, made from live cell or microorganism. Many critical processes are involved during the production of the product which is obtained from the microbial origin. Let us come to the top pharmaceutical companies in the current context. We are having Amgen, we are having Sanofi, we are having Novartis, the name which all of you have heard across, we are having Emark, we are having Johnson and Johnson, we are having Pfizer, we are having Roche Pharmaceuticals. Now, the major biotechnology companies, the top 20 biotechnology companies as far as the revenue won in 2019 includes Johnson and Johnson, Roche Pharmaceuticals, Pfizer, Novartis, Emark, Sanofi and so on. Now, let us see what are the scenario of biotechnology across the world and then we will see what is the scenario across India. The biotechnology market has an annual growth rate of 12.3% and the market share in 2019 was 518.3 billions and the market size in 2027 what we estimate is 1303.1 billion. Now, as far as the global biotechnology reagents are concerned, the top companies include the Thermo Fisher, Becton, Dickinson and Company and Agilent Technology. And the major area where it is being catering to are protein synthesis and purification, gene expression, DNA RNA analysis as well as drug testing. These are the scenario as far as the global world is concerned. Now, let us see what are the various global biotechnological market share in 2020 in terms of percentage. The major areas: DNA sequencing, nanobiotechnology, tissue engineering, fermentation, cell based assay, polymerase chain reaction technique, chromatography and others. Next, we are coming to the biotechnology as far as the global scenario is concerned. Let us see how this COVID infection has infected this particular industry. Now, the healthcare sector has seen a very positive impact due to the COVID-19 outbreak, and it is expected to register a massive outgrowth in the days ahead. You see, the market will grow at a CAGR at 8% with an incremental growth of 2.5 billions, and the growth rate for 2020, the last year, has been 5.49%. It shows that gradually, with increase in time, there is a very challenging futures ahead. The market estimates to be revised and updated in the quarter number 3 of 2020 based on the revaluation of impact as the pandemic spread across the plateau. The update will be available in the due course of time, which we will be notified later on. Next is the application of biotechnology in the field of agriculture, which we are calling as green biotechnology revolution. Globally, more than 65 million people have been benefited with the use of biotechnology. More than 18 million farmers in 28 countries, they have grown biotechnological based crops in 2014 alone. 78% healthy fats provided by biotechnology food and reduced trans fat by 76% and saturated fats are reduced by around 75%. 91 million hectares of land has been saved from deforestation since 1996. So, today globally we have seen that if we consider in India only 66% there is an increase in cotton yield due to biotechnology. 78% there is an increase in the income of the farmers who are mainly dealing with cotton. So, cotton farmers, the revenue, the earning increased by around more than 78%. We can choose to ignore a tried and tested solution, or we can embrace it knowingly that it would help us to prepare for the future with a very economical and sustainable way. Now, India is among the top 12 destinations of biotechnology worldwide. The industry comprises of more than 2,700 biotech startups and greater than 2,500 biotechnology companies across the country with 665 FDA approved units. In the country has recorded the third largest producer of hepatitis B vaccine and the second largest producer of the biotechnology cotton, which is nothing but a genetically modified cotton. Biotechnology industry mounted for 63 million in 2019 with a forecast of around 102 billion US dollars in the year 2025. Now, if we look at the vaccines, COVID-19 has opened up the market for the country where Serum Institute, Serum Biotech, they have made a global change. They have produced vaccines which has saved the lives of millions of people across the globe. Serum Institute of India is the largest vaccine manufacturer in the country by the number of doses produced and sold globally, which including the polio vaccine, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, BCG, hepatitis B, measles, mumps and rubella. In fact, they had entirely captured the vaccine market. If we look at the Indian vaccine scenario, As far as the COVID vaccine is concerned, COVID shield has been produced, Covaxin has been produced by Bharat Biotech, biologically produced by Johnson, Zydus Cadila producing Zycovid D, Dr. Reddy's lab finally producing Sputnik. Now, the major government initiative, the major public sector enterprise were including the ISBT, RCB, NIPGR, ILS and so on. Biotechnology services in we have, this is nothing but the key statistics as far as the government, Indian government initiatives are concerned in the recent days. And our Indian government is India is really a very important, a nice place to study, because to study genetics, because of the large population it has, because of the genetic diversified pool which is had. So, it has become a very lucrative area for the various biotechnology industry to carry on research. Now, these are the some of the government initiatives which has taken. The Indian government, Indian biotechnology industry valuation has increased. There has been an Indian segmentation 2009 has been divided into the biopharmaceuticals, bioagricultural, bio-IT and bio-industries. India is now to fulfill the dream of our Prime Minister of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So, we are preparing various tools to fulfill his dreams, and the biotechnology park has come up in various parts of the country to fulfill the national biopharmaceutical mission. We are in a continuous process to achieve this particular objective. With this, we are coming to the end of your class today. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.